everybody, this is John. Welcome to tonight's free video. We're going to take a look at a couple of things here because we had a lot of, today I would call it a whip saw day. And the question is that, normal or was this done on purpose? And if we look at this, I mean, you can see that on at least, I mean, we can, we'll look at a couple different charts, but on Jazz, you actually had a very clear uptrend, right? A very clear channel. And you can see here, that's not good. You can see here that essentially this, very nice channel, and today the channel got broke. And the common knowledge is that especially if it breaks to the downside like that, that means it's over. And this happened a lot this morning, but yet by the end of the day we're back in the channel, which means that psych, it actually, wasn't for real. And this happened actually across a number of stocks. I mean, Apple. It had been selling off, and today it's like, wow, this thing's really diving. It must be done. 2 days below the 21. Nope, just kidding. Alibaba, same thing. Oh, just kidding there. ILMN, which is one that I continue to like here. You can see that it's like, oh my God, nope, it came all the way back. BIIB. This is one that has actually been pretty strong, though this morning it looked actually fairly weak, and it kind of came back, right? TLT, this is one that had this nice rally. It came back, it's like, oh my God, this is the end of the world, and now we're at new highs. Okay, was that, is that on purpose? So the dirty little secret here is that you want to understand. I mean, it's kind of like, Head and Shoulders. I mean, most everybody knows what that is. Like, here's the Head and Shoulders, right? Like, you got a shoulder, you got the head, you got this. Here's the neckline. Once you get through the neckline, in this case, it's a reversal. It's confirmed, and we're looking for essentially, it'll essentially take out all of the losses from the prior swing high, and that's in a very high probability setup. But if we look at this and what happened here, this was actually not that way in any way, shape, or form. For those of you that were, back in the old days watching Saturday Night Live, it's Mr. Bill like, oh no. Here's that Head and Shoulders pattern. There's the break of the neckline. Woo, buy signal. And it just gets destroyed. And so the two things here is, one is a lot of people like to use mental stops. It's like, oh, I'm going to buy it here. I'm going to put a mental stop about right here. And you can see it's like, oh, yeah. And then it forces capitulation. But the other thing you got to remember is that algorithms, write patterns to look like this to suck you in. Okay, and if you don't understand that, like what's a legit Head and Shoulders reversal versus one that's going to suck you in, then you're going to be hosed. Okay, and that's something that's come up a lot recently in terms of questions and stuff like that. So as we come into the end of the year, and I always like to look at kind of like the things that to me that stand out the most for like, let's get the last of our ducks in a row to get ready for next year. And what it comes down to is patterns. So the thing about it is that, here, let's move this out of the way here. I'm going to do a class this Saturday, December 13th, 2 to 6 o'clock East Coast time, the most profitable stock trading patterns. So we're going to be talking about how to identify the most profitable stock trading patterns in today's markets, get you up to speed for 2015, because a lot of what's going on right now, especially with the dollar, especially with asset class stuff, is going to be pattern related. How to use chart patterns to make money right now, no matter what's going on in stock market or futures market or forex market, whether you trade stocks, futures, options, it doesn't matter. The step-by-step rules for profiting from chart patterns, the science of chart reading so you can spot major trends in the markets, how to identify when hedge funds create a pattern for you to buy into a bad trade, like that chart that we looked at. They create fake patterns on purpose. They've read the books. They know what the patterns are that people look for, okay, and they suck you in. How do you know if it's a real pattern or if they're sucking you in? Okay, stuff we're going to talk about. How to use chart patterns as an early warning system, and really how do you combine these with key indicators, because it's like, a squeeze with pattern Y is good, but a squeeze with pattern, X is amazing. Okay, so this is going to be just, a simple Saturday class. $297, if you're seeing this, $297. So you can go to simpler, and what we do is just kind of like, if you're seeing this, kind of give you that chance to get in, kind of, it's like, hey, you know what, that sounds good, give me the discounted price. After Saturday, it'll be $497 on the website. So simplerstocks.com/profit. Now you might be thinking, simpler stocks, we got simpler stocks, simpler options. It's the same. I mean, it's the same thing. Just there's things that we sometimes do under simpler stocks, like patterns. I mean, whether you trade stocks or trade the options on stocks, you're trading the underlying stocks, right? So simplerstocks.com/profit will take you to this page, $297, and we'll be rocking and rolling for this Saturday, where we kind of take a lot of the stuff that we learned in terms of setups, DMI explosion, SMI reversals, squeezes, for those of you that have taken the classes, and this kind of ties it all together in terms of what patterns work best with those, okay? You guys have a fantastic night. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday, and we'll see you at the next update.